Hello. I hope people can hear me. So, welcome to this stream. I'm gonna try to recap a little bit what I've been doing over the past couple months. I've had a few side projects with the regarding the channel and other bits as well, but mostly regarding the YouTube channel and where I'm thinking of taking Oliver, the main character, next. I think we should just head into it right away. Let's see if I can get the camera working. There it is. It's a little bit blurry. Let me fix that. There we go. I think. Yeah, that should be working fine. Well, I've been doing a lot of different 3D projects and experiments. Whereas one you can see here in the background is where I've taken one of the screens in the Winner's Circle Arena Commander map and added some HubNet content to it. But apart from that, I've been working on adding some life to Oliver, because what I did before with Oliver in the newsroom was that I built a studio first in Unreal Engine, and after that I tried building a studio in a plugin for After Effects called what was it called, 3D Elements. So both of those programs work similarly, in which you can produce like a very customized world. You make your own textures and your own 3D models, or you could even download models if you have models available online that are free, or you want to buy a package. Or I know Unreal Engine and Epic Games, they had up until recently a huge library of free assets, and most of them are still free. But they switched from Quizzle Megascans to Fab, which is a service where they sell all of their Megascans instead of distributing them for free. But at the same time, Fab is also enabling creators of like 3D models or HDRI panoramic pictures to sell them for profit, which is good because it's also enabling like small creators like that to be part of making games in a digital industry. So yeah, I'm split on it, but I can still find all the free assets that I had before. And Unreal and Epic Games, they were kind enough to let everyone who downloaded the packs and the assets before New Year's to keep them forever, basically, with a license to use in different productions. So that's great. But I'm just going to quickly turn off the background music here and show you one thing that I've been working on. And after you've seen it, I'm going to go through a little bit more in detail what went through the process of making it. It's not done yet, but I'm aiming for it to be. So I'll just show you and I'll talk a little bit about it afterwards. Let's see if I can get it to run. I'm a little bit novice with these. Let's just try this one first and see what happens. Right, nothing happens. Okay. That's unfortunate. Let me see here. All right. So for those of you, all right, can you still hear me? I hope so. I'll get on fixing that. Something happened and I don't know what. Oh, now it works. All right, so you can just see it again in the behind me here, and I'll talk over it. So what you see here is a 3D studio I built up in Unreal Engine. I built the assets in Maya, which is like Blender. Blender would be the free alternative, but Blender and Maya, they work pretty much the same. You can build whatever you can build in Blender, you can build in Maya and vice versa. So what I did here was I created a scan of Oliver in the game, and I think I can show you actually my background here. Nope. All right. I'll pull it over. I think that works. Yeah, I can do that. All right, so what I did was I went to Microtech, to one of the hangars, and I took several photos of Oliver like this, hundreds of them, from different angles and with the best kind of lighting that I could produce. The lighting that I used was I took out 4 or 5 different ships in the hangar, and I placed them all around so I could have all of the lights on Oliver's face. And that's why he's so bright and nice looking. After that, I went into a program called Reality Capture. Reality Capture is a free program that you can use from Epic Games as well. When you go into the Unreal Engine tab in Epic Games, you have Reality Capture sitting just next to Unreal Engine. You can install it and run it pretty much like you can with Unreal. You don't need any extra stuff for it. So what I did here was I'm just gonna open up the project. I think it's this one. Yes. I'm gonna have to work on the second screen now because I couldn't see my own desktop. Alright, so I placed all of the photos in here of Oliver. I've then I could actually put in the description here. I will later put a link to the tutorial that I used. It was great. It was very in-depth and still easy enough to follow. After I've scanned all of these pictures and pressed a button up here called Align, I could produce a 3D mesh from the pictures. And the 3D mesh was like this. Let's see if I can control it like I want to. There we go, there's Oliver's head. So the mesh didn't look this good before. I had to actually box it in using this, like a box like this. The mesh was looking rather chaotic to begin with, because you get all of the artifacts from around around the character and in the hangar and everywhere. But eventually, when focusing on its head, it was easy to get this mesh out from Reality Capture and into a 3D modeling tool. In my case, it was Maya, but it would work just as well with Blender as well. And in Blender, you go and clean up all of these artifacts behind here, and you also cut off the back of his head, because the back of his head is not important. What's important is from the hairline down to sort of in the middle of the neck, and after that, the character creator in Unreal can figure out the rest. You need the ears, and so from ear to ear and the hairline down to the neck. There's a little bit of an error here, which in this case doesn't matter too much. You can see there's some shadowing on his cheek here, and there's not the same shadowing here, so the texture would get messed up if we use this texture. But we won't. We're only using the mesh of the character, and the textures we create in Unreal Engine's character creator tool called MetaHuman. So this is ready to be exported into Maya. I'm gonna see if I can actually open Maya and show you what it looked like in there. And I'll bring back Reality Capture for now and let you look at this beautiful background that I have set up. Let's see where it is. There it is. And some footage as well. I guess that works. Yeah, some B-roll. Right, and I'll bring up Maya, the 3D modeling tool that I've used, and I'm gonna see if I can pull it into the second screen there to you guys. It's on my laptop, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to actually see what's going on. I could make the preview bigger actually, and that would probably help me. Yeah, let's try that. Right, let's see if I can open up this guy right here. I could. Perfect. All right, so I'm gonna remove the background, pull this into the second screen. And I'm gonna see if you can see. Yeah, this shows very well, but the resolution was different, so I'm just gonna change that quickly. There we go. I think the B-roll is also getting a little bit in the way. So I'm gonna remove that. All right, there you have Oliver in Maya. The texture is not being used, as I said. As you can see, if we zoom in here, the texture is actually pretty low quality. The eyes are not looking too good. The eyebrows are not hairs. They're a mesh. They're like a 3D mesh, and that's no good. And the ears are looking pretty wonky as well, like he's been wrestling for quite a while. Now, what I did here was on his face are a bunch of different polygons and vertices, and every intersection here between the edges is a polygon. A vertex, and every plane here is a polygon. So these vertices are possible to choose like this. You mark vertices, and then you can just like frame them like this, and you have them selected. So what I did was I simply angled his head like this, framed all of the vertices like so, and had them deleted. Working on the ears was a little bit harder, but not much. It all came down to like how I angle the character, and in some different angles, it was like this angle, for example, it was easy to just remove all of the weird vertices back here. After that, and I'll provide a link in the description if you watch this later, but after doing this, I went into Unreal Engine to put the 3D model of Oliver's head into MetaHuman. And the steps there, I'm going to open up Unreal Engine and show you what it looks like. The steps are, there's a number of them. And if you just go through them methodically, it's not a weird thing, but let's see. Don't save. Oh, I almost accidentally saved there. Maybe it wouldn't be too bad, actually. Right, so I'm going to open up Epic, open up Unreal Engine, and go into the project and see if I can show you what that looks like as well. Let's turn on the music again. These things, on the B-roll thing there where I have the hubnet sign in GrimX, that's made in 3D. 3D Element 3D is the plugin called in After Effects. I like it because when I work in After Effects, I know this is possible in Unreal Engine as well, but I'm not sure how. But in After Effects, I already know the details of how to track a camera. Like if I take this footage, for example, with the from the outside the space station, you can see the camera is panning a little bit slow like that. And After Effects have, together with like DaVinci Resolve and all of the other big editing software, they have a function to track the camera movement. And if you're working with Element 3D inside of After Effects, you can apply that camera movement to move the mesh that you build up in Element 3D as well. So you could have like the camera movement from the footage simulated on the mesh. So you could have the mesh moving exactly like the footage is moving. So that's how I did the hubnet sign in GrimX, and other things like the sign back here as well. It would be possible to move the camera. Now it's a still shot, but this shot would be able to move as well and have the 3D mesh of like the screen back there still sitting in the correct position. As long as I place it in the 3D space as far away as it is in Star Citizen. Right, so now I'm going to open up Hubwire Studio and switch Unreal Engine over to laptop. Then I'm gonna figure out why I can't press some of these buttons. That's an issue for another day. I can still switch these around, that's good. This background is cool as well. Just waiting for Unreal to open up. There it is. Alright. I'm gonna take away the background and see if I can fit the software on the screen here. And maybe remove the small overhead. Yeah, great. Alright, so I'm gonna remove my own face a little for a second here. Okay, so here's Oliver inside of Unreal Engine. And he is a metahuman. So the texture on his skin and his hair and everything had to be made in the metahuman creator. I made let's see here, content, metahuman, Oliver. This is where I put the mesh, and after that I created a metahuman identity, and I used the mesh from Maya or Blender to have Unreal Engine and the metahuman software try to like scan the mesh and create a metahuman face from Oliver. And the face that comes out is basically this face, which is not a beautiful sight, but that's what he looks like. Cute guy, right? You can see already it looks a little bit like him. The software actually does a really good job of scanning the depth of the face and coming up with the object movement, or the object shape. In this case, his head. The only reason we could do this with metahuman was that the scanning from reality capture could produce a 3D model. But the problem is the 3D model has to be moving. We made the metahuman in Unreal Engine. That's cool. But in order to have him move, we need to actually move my face as well. And my cameras don't... I know iPhones have a LiDAR, which is like a depth camera. iPhones, I think, beginning from model 13 and up. I could be wrong, so don't quote me. Don't go buying an iPhone 13 if you want to do this before you check it out. But the latest models of iPhone, they have a LiDAR, the depth camera that can register from just the camera lens how deep the picture is, like how far it is from the lens to my different parts of my face. And that's impossible to do with an Android phone. So instead I had to use a plugin called, let's see here, a plugin in Unreal. Mind you, let's see, it is called, where are the plugins again? Ah, here they go. It's called Mancer. I'll show you the full name. I'll put that link in the description as well. Face depth frame Mancer, which generates video frames from the... It only has to scan your face once. Like you put a video into Mancer, and Mancer needs... First of all, it needs a frame. So you record a video where you're doing like this, and you capture 3 frames, like one from the front, one from the side, and another one from the side. And those 3 frames can be used as references when Unreal later is registering how your face is moving. But you can't do it live. It would be amazing if I could just sit like this, and the camera captured my face and produced a live version of Oliver. So what you have to do is you record a video and you put the video into Unreal. It processes for a bit, and then it can use the references from your face and use the video as in conjunction with the references to move the character head. In this case, I did it in my level sequencer. So you can see my face is back here. This is my face, actually. This is not Oliver's face, because I had to do a scan of my own face using this plugin as well. And my face is then translated to Oliver's face. So I can use all of these different areas of the face, like the yellow area, the purple area. Those are uniforms, so they use the same types of 3D modeling for all of their metahumans, which means that the metahumans movements are interchangeable. If I move my yellow parts, I can link it to the other yellow parts in Oliver's face instead. So with this video, I could move and have Oliver's head move as well. Let's see if it's still hooked up. This was probably a week ago that I did this. Yeah, it is. But it has to have the video in here. It's might be possible, I don't know how though, but it might be possible to have a live footage inside of Unreal. So like project the camera on a plane in Unreal and have that. I don't know. The main point, at least, is that Unreal needs to have your face on a plane like this inside of the engine. And after that, it was just a matter of moving his arms and legs, and that will be a subject for another stream, probably in a week's time. And I'm thinking I'm gonna be doing a longer stream of that, watching the tutorials together with you guys if you wanna come along. Taking you with me out in the apartment on my other phone, which is hooked up to OBS, so I can just grab the phone and go out in the apartment and record the movements out there. Because there is a company called Rokoko, Rokoko, and they have been leading in 3D, what's it called, motion capture for years, one of the leading motion capture companies. And they have developed a software where you could use pretty much like with this plugin right here, where you could just use a reference video and have the AI backend scan the video for movements and produce a motion captured skeletal mesh for use in Unreal Engine. So my hope is that I could do all of these movements out in the apartment and where I have a little bit more space, transfer them over to Oliver and record his news segment in here, which would be great. I'm just gonna see, I'm gonna take away the full screen here. There we go. Oh, hi Rach. Thanks. That's so cool. Cool that you like it. Yeah, so all of this is done only because I had a problem with the virtual studio and Oliver. And the problem was that while it's cool to do, like if you see in these photos here, I've had Oliver behind or in front of a blue screen like all the time. These have been shot in the new Babbage hangar, and this is how I've been shooting all of the newscast things with Oliver as well. I've had him in front of a blue screen, and then I've keyed out the blue background and placed him in the virtual studio. But the problem is, since he's captured in a 2D space, like he's captured in the game, I only have a 2D image of him. I don't have him in 3D, so I can only put the camera in like a very static position in Unreal Engine, which is a shame because Unreal Engine is a 3D engine. I want to be moving the camera around or like going close and changing the camera position to here and having Oliver turn this way or having a guest maybe or anything like that. But I can't do that with him in a static position. So what I wanted to do was to move him around. And I know, what are those guys called? Star, not Star Hangar, Star Fleet? No, they extract the models from the source files, and they can make like, they can put the models in their own 3D engines, and they can make like small movies with I'm trying to figure out the name of their channel. It's such a shame. If anyone knows, please let me know. Anyways, I thought that would be possible to do with characters as well. I was hoping for it. At least specifically now that we can save our characters in like folders, but I think if I understand things correctly, the characters are still only they're seeds basically. The characters are just a mix of like whatever, however I put Oliver together, that's a little code for like 50% of this face, 10% of this hair, and so on. So I can't extract him from the game, and I was hoping that I could, but I can't. And at the same time, I could probably extract the clothing. That would be really cool, but I have to get in contact with CIG, I think, because I am not sure where the border is between like stealing and borrowing and content creation, and yeah. So, to close things off, I'm gonna open up the MetaHuman, what's it called? The MetaHuman tool, and show you what Oliver looks like and what kinds of options I can make for him. So let's see, he is in something called Quixel Bridge, which is something that you open up within Unreal. You press window and then Quixel Bridge, and here in Quixel Bridge, what's that? Stay here. And then I should have MetaHumans, and these are just the presets. Do I need to log in? I think I do. Let me bring this back and turn on something cool to watch while you wait. There we go. Alright, let me log in here. And after I've logged in, I can probably access my characters. Oh, that was quick actually. Right, so here they are. I have my MetaHumans over here. Here's Oliver Zark. There's an example I tried making before scanning. I tried making Oliver in MetaHuman, but it was really difficult. The bone structure and everything is just off. So this is what he turned out. Start MetaHuman Creator. So when starting it, first I have to log in, so I'll just do that. Alright, I think it's logged in. I'm trying to access the whole MetaHuman Creator thing is browser based, so you're online basically making all the changes. Which can be a little bit, it can be a little rough sometimes if you have like a bad connection or something happens with the server, or if you need quick responses and you notice like, oh, it takes like 1 or 2 seconds for the changes to apply, and I've already started making other changes, so you have to like slow down a little bit. But it's not too much of a hassle, just a little bit. And your options are quite limited as well. There's not a huge array of like clothing and haircuts and stuff like that. The point is that you're supposed to make all of that yourself, and if you're a game maker or a creator, you're supposed to like learn the tool and make all of the assets for the character yourself. So I've had to tweak Oliver a little bit. I couldn't make the choices I wanted for his hair or his eyebrows, so I had to go into the actual parts of his character as the MetaHuman object in Unreal Engine and change like the hair color, a little bit of the length, what the eyebrows were supposed to look like, the eye color. I had to change that manually as well. But yeah, this takes a while actually. Come on, MetaHuman Creator, I just want to show this. So what are you guys up to? This is last week. I'm getting some deja vu from this. Last week in a nutshell, waiting for MetaHuman Creator to connect. There we go. If anyone's interested, we could do, like, for a longer stream, we could do this whole project with watching the tutorials and everything together as well, and going from like scanning a character in the hangar to what's it called? To putting together the mesh in reality capture, going into Maya, fixing up the mesh, and putting it into MetaHuman. It would be a few hours, but I think it might be interesting. If anyone would be interested, let me know, and I'll set it up during the coming week, I think. Let's see here. Please wait while the application loads. This can take a couple of minutes. Yes, I know. I've met you before, MetaHuman. There we go. Did it close on me? No. There we go. Alright, so this is in the browser. Going into details here. No, I did not. Oh, I need to take away my... there we go. Edit. The button was hidden. So here you can try out a bunch of different facial animations. You have... over here you can make him happy. You have some different animations here as well, like sad. This doesn't really look like the FOIP does in Star Citizen, so it might come off a little weird when I try to make this project to actually look like it's in Star Citizen. But I mean, FOIP is also a little wonky. So I think maybe I don't have to like go full out with the facial expressions for Oliver in Unreal. I'm probably gonna tone it down a little bit, and maybe the difference won't be too hard. Yeah, I can make a bunch of different expressions for him here. And you can go into these different sections. Over here you can change the head. You can in the mesh compartment here, you can actually tell the software how much of each scanned part you want the character to have. So you could take away, like, if you don't like the lips or the ears or the nose, you can take that away and replace it with a blend from other pre-made characters, like here. So yeah, that's it, basically. If you want to learn more, or if you want to tag along for the next, where we're going to be doing some motion capture, please do. I do have, actually, in the... I'll play the video again, or actually, I'll take you into Unreal Engine again. There is another thing that I scanned that I think might be interesting too, which is the environment around the studio. Right, so if we go out here, you can see that Microtech is outside, or New Babbage. Actually, the studio is looking like this from the outside, and Microtech and New Babbage will scan from one of the rooftops up here. Scanned in the way that I took. It was a suggestion from another player and a community member in Hubnet called Fatbird, who has his own YouTube channel where he does amazing videos, really well produced. His suggestion for scanning the skyline in New Babbage was to go on a Zeus, he had the idea that the Zeus had the access to the roof, which was great because then I could have the character standing on top of the Zeus ship and just spinning around. So I parked the Zeus on the rooftop, and I went outside, stood on the rooftop, and I was on the Zeus, just turning around, taking pictures, which was super fun and very effective. Because when you're standing up, the character is always leveled like this with your horizon. And at first I tried scanning with the ship, but the ship is always like a little bit rolled like to the side, just a small, like 0.5%, but not much, but just a degree here and there, which makes the scanned picture not be as great as it could be, because the whole horizon turns sideways and it looks really weird. But if you're standing on a ship, or if you're standing like at all in atmosphere, you always have an alignment with the horizon like this. You can't, like, if you move up and down, left and right, the horizon never rolls, like never ever, unless you have head movements or anything like that on. So doing that, you could just turn around 360 degrees, take like 16, between 10 and 16 pictures, and then you go up 45 degrees, you take like 8 more, and then you go up the full amount to take like 4 more pictures, and you do the same thing down. And there's a bunch of different software that are both free and paid. One of them is called Hugin, I think, and the one that I use is called Autopano Giga 4.4. And what the software does is it creates an HDRI image, or a panoramic 360 degree image, that you can put outside of your objects. So if I'm in the Unreal environment in the studio there, I could put the HDRI around my whole environment, and wherever I look with the camera looks like I'm in the correct spot, and the environment outside is also correct. And using those images, I could even produce reflections inside of the engine. So the reflections coming in through the windows are reflections from the actual place that I'm in. So New Babbage reflections in my virtual reality, which in my world sounds super cool. I don't know if this sounds super nerdy for you guys, but I love it. So if you can see here on the floor, for example, let's see. Well, now it's not too visible. But anyways, the lighting coming in here on the floor is the lights from the actual space that we're in. Could I? Let's see here. If I could actually go out of the... probably show the difference. If I could go out here... No, the screen is just too small. I don't even see what I'm doing. Full screen preview should help a bit with that. Yeah, there we go. Alright, I'm pressing the HDRI. I thought. There we go. Where's the list of assets? Oh, here it is. Alright, so if I remove the HDRI backdrop, you can see the reflections from the city are disappearing. Specifically here, it's very visible. Yeah, you can see the New Babbage Tower in the floor. There it is. Yeah, that was it. Alright, so see you next time, I hope. I'm gonna finish off for now, and we'll return probably with a schedule or something like that, I hope. In the meantime, you guys take care, and I'll see you around. Bye bye.